Hi, I'm Ben Nguyen, and you're listening to the We Are Rizin podcast.
Hey everybody, you are listening to the We Are Rising podcast. This is your host Andrew Benjamin. I am joined by a very special guest today. With us, I have making his debut at Rizin 15 against Kyoji Horiguchi, Ben 10 Nguyen. Ben, thank you so much for doing this interview. I really appreciate you doing this.
Hey, not a problem at all, man. Good to be on. Thanks for having me.
So I want to make sure I have your entire background correctly. You are of Vietnamese descent, born in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, but now train in Australia.
That's pretty much it, man. That's in a broad term. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So do you want the whole story of how I got to how a Vietnamese South Dakotan boy got to Australia?
Yeah, sure. Actually, that was gonna be my first question: is how you got into mixed martial arts. But I guess that'll connect to also with how you got to Australia.
Yeah, well, both of the stories are kind of the same. So I got into martial arts when I was young. I got bullied in school. So my mom put me into Taekwondo at the age of 12. Then I started. I got my black belt at age 18, and then I jumped into the cage thinking, hey man, I got black belt. I'm gonna knock these guys out. These cage fighter guys, like prove myself. And so I went in there, got rear naked choked in the first round. Went back, knew how to learn some other martial arts like wrestling and jiu-jitsu and stuff. Picked up some new skills. Started fighting on the local circuit, started winning and stuff. And then I don't know, there was like a lull when I was like 22, 24-ish. Like I didn't fight for like 2 years. I got caught up into like a corporate type of job. I was working as like a computer technician for Geek Squad actually. Best Buy's Geek Squad, and I was kind of just climbing the corporate ladder for a bit, kind of selling with like a full-time job and getting into it, and then I got the invite to go out to train at Tiger Muay Thai, and I just dropped everything, sold everything I had, and went to Thailand, made it onto the team, the fight team there, so I got like a sponsorship deal where I get to train for free and live for free and stuff and train. And that's where I met my wife, who was on a training holiday at Tiger Muay Thai, and she was just there on holiday, and we connected, and I followed her back to Australia, and here I am today.
So you've trained in essentially 3 different countries: America, Thailand, and in Australia.
Yeah. I still kind of do. Yeah, I go back to Thailand, and I did part of my camp for this fight at Tiger Muay Thai. I went back for like 2 or 3 weeks, and yeah, so I it's really confusing. A Vietnamese American guy from South Dakota, went to Thailand, then moved to Australia. It's really confusing, but that's kind of like the long story short.
How is training? in all these countries, like what makes America different with training MMA there and training in Australia and training in Thailand? What is the big difference between all three of them and how they approach training?
I mean, it's not that much different. I've trained at a lot of places. I've trained in my hometown in South Dakota, which is kind of like a small it's a small gym. But like we're all always training to get better. At the camp at Tiger Muay Thai, you think you're doing just Muay Thai and stuff, right? But it's a bunch of expats from other countries. Like you got a lot of Americans there, you got people from England, Russia. A lot of Russians are going there. So it's almost like an international gym there. But as far as like the difference between training, there's not that much difference. I mean, I feel like the different structures make the different coaches make up the different classes and like this different styles and stuff. But generally, they're mostly the same. Man, you're going to be doing jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, sparring on Fridays, boxing, pretty much whatever you want, whatever you want to make up to it. So in Australia, I've got like a few different teams that I train with here. I've got like a grappling coach, I've got a striking coach, and we kind of put together like a game plan and stuff like that. But I don't see that much difference between going in between the different places.
And how about like in terms of fight? Because I picture like if you train in Thailand, there's a lot more guys that you could train with that are your size compared to like in America, where there's probably a lot more bigger people that you have to train with. Is that kind of also maybe a difference as well between?
No, not really. No, again, in Thailand it was it's an international gym, so I'm training with people from all over the world. Russia, Australia, Americans, English people. So you find a lot of training partners and different varieties and stuff, and that's what kind of nice part about training at Tiger Muay Thai at an international gym is like you get to spar with a bunch of guys from different places of the world. They all have their little different styles and stuff, so it's good to get a different look.
Mm-hmm. One of the things also that you're in a interesting camp of fighters who lost their first fight when they debuted. Now, the thing I find interesting about fighters who lose in their first fight, sometimes they don't return to MMA. You never hear from them again. But you obviously went to have a successful career in MMA after that. Can you just talk about what happened? Continuing after your first loss in a pro MMA match?
Yeah, so after my first loss in MMA, like I said, I went in there with just knowing Taekwondo. I knew traditional martial arts, and that's all I knew, and it showed because I went in there, got choked out right away. So I came back, started learning other things, and kind of felt that's when I really started falling in love with MMA. Was just the different disciplines and being able to learn all kinds of different things.
And then
it wasn't just like one thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you became quite well known, and you probably talked about this fight to death, but I have to bring it up. I can tell you know what I'm going to talk about is the infamous weigh-in of you and Julian Wallace for Nitro MMA.
Mr. Jacqueline, yep.
And
that rings a bell.
Yeah, I thought it might. In which he was obviously a very aggressive and during the weigh-in, put his fist up to your face, and then you managed to knock him out in the first round within less than 30 seconds. And that footage just went all over the place. Why do you think? I mean, this is not the first time that somebody's ever been aggressive at a weigh-in, and for some reason that one went viral. Why do you think that? Why do you think that this one particular incident became so infamous as it did?
I think just the visual image of this guy covered in tattoos, right? With a belt, goes up to my face. Like you see, like him going up to this innocent looking, handsome, by the way, Asian guy, myself. So you see like the two extremes. You see this really tough, he's really angry looking guy, and like the really innocent looking guy. Looks really, and you know, he goes up to my face and makes a big scene, and right away that like gets people really angry, right? It's like, oh man, why is he such a dickhead? And then the next scene is just me just cleaning him up. So I think it was just seeing justice being served, like kind of like a karma video, you know, instant karma, and it's very satisfying.
Were you surprised at how quickly you finished him? Was it kind of like, fight, okay, like, did you expect the fight to go that short?
No, I didn't expect it to go that fast. We actually prepared to wrestle with this guy because we knew he had like a big red hand. But yeah, I think one thing that really made me go after him was like just how close he stood next to me. Like he didn't really use a lot of footwork to move away. You know, I kind of like stood. He stood right and punching. Like I could reach out and touch him. So I was like, oh man, he's standing so close to me. I just hit him right now, and I just started landing shots, and I kind of knew at one point I was like, man, I'm gonna knock this guy out, and then I knew we had that big right hand, so we're circling right, and then he throws that big right hand, go under it, and then just nail him right in the chin, and it felt like, and the sound and the feeling felt like when you're at like Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas dinner, and you break off that turkey leg off the bird, you know, and when you twist it off, it makes that like pop and crackle. That's what it felt like. Just when I made connection to his jaw, it just made like this pop noise. I remember it clear as day.
It's funny because
I knew he was done.
I think the footage, a lot of the footage of the actual fight had some music over it or something. So I don't know if I can recall the actual hearing the pop sound when when that video itself went viral. But it's quite amazing. Just like such a clip, just of how much notoriety it got.
I mean, it definitely boosted my career. You know, it happened in Australia, and I was on a win streak at the time, and that was part of it. And when that went viral, it pretty much got me a lot of attention. You know, got me signed to the UFC, and it just boosted my career like crazy. Everyone knows that video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about your UFC career. Was the UFC always a goal at the time as you were coming up in the Australia scene in MMA?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. For a while there, you know, I was really hoping to get in the UFC, and you know, I was on a win streak. That video popped up, and I just happened to be at the right place at the right time. Like UFC was looking for a flyweight replacement for a fight show in Australia, and you know, that video sort of happened around that same time of when they needed a replacement. So I kind of just went in there, swooped in there, made my debut, knocked out my opponent in my debut fight in the UFC. Had a pretty good run. Overall.
For those that don't remember, that was the Miocic versus Mark Hunt card, which I remember staying up late to watch. And
oh, you watched that one?
Yes, I did, because I'm still a Mark Hunt fan, and just watching that main event, watching him just get pounded and pounded and pounded.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it wasn't the best night for Mark.
Oh no, It was like Old Yeller had to be put down, like, but Old Yeller was not going down no matter how many times they shot him.
Yeah. That's
Um,
it, man.
but the UFC has recent you unfortunately did get released from the UFC at a time when they seem to be, where their flyweight division seems to be, I don't know what to say, if it's like in flux or non. I don't even know what it is at this point, and I'm just curious to know what your thoughts are right now about what the UFC is doing with the flyweight division currently, where it seems to be almost in limbo.
Yeah. So the way it's looking like the matchups are going, I can't see the flyweight division going ahead with any more fights. I don't know if there is any fights scheduled. There might be. I don't know off the top of my head. But just looking at, we saw Juicy Formiga win his last fight, and I know it wasn't like the strongest fight. It wasn't the most crowd entertaining fight, and I feel like that might have sealed the deal for getting rid of the flyweight division. Because apparently it's just not entertaining enough. There's not enough interest in the flyweight division in the UFC right now. So I think with the new owners, the new ownership really, I think they're trying to chase the profit margins, and the flyweight division in the UFC isn't bringing them those margins.
I know that you fought at bantamweight when you were coming up as an MMA fighter. Did UFC at all make an offer for you to go up to bantamweight?
No, they didn't. I was really disappointed about that, but that's okay. I mean, I fought at bantamweight many times. I feel like I'm a big flyweight, a really strong flyweight. So I don't see any problem with me going up to bantamweight. And I just didn't get the offer, so we were really surprised by that.
But there are positives with every door that closes, and one is coming up April.
Exactly.
That is
exactly, my friend.
At Rizin 15, you will be facing Kyoji Horiguchi, and I'm curious to know, have you ever had any interaction with Horiguchi previously? Just like, have you ever had a talk with him, or did you ever interact with him?
No, I think the closest interaction I had with him was, I remember there was an athlete summit for the UFC back in 2016, I want to say 2016, maybe 2015, maybe early 2016. Anyways, there was a athlete summit. It's like 26 athletes, up and comers. Were flown out to Vegas just to check out facilities and just do cool UFC stuff. And I remember seeing Horiguchi there, and that's about it, man. I think we just saw each other in passing. We never talked to each other.
Gotcha.
And, that's about it.
Tell us how you and Rizin came to be. Did they reach out to you? Did you get any offers from any other promotions? And Rizin had the best offers. Tell us how you signed with Rizin.
Yeah, so after my release from the UFC, we basically we were on the lookout for a new promotion to fight on. So we had offers from. We looked at going to One. A lot of people thought we were going to go to One. Rizin was one of them. Bare Knuckle, Brave. So we had a lot of promotions and a lot of options. But Rizin really wanted us. They really were chasing for me. They couldn't stop ringing my phone. And it just felt like they really wanted me. So we went with the people that wanted to support me and wanted to have me on the show. And we felt like Rizin was going to take care of me.
And was the initial offer for the Horiguchi fight, or was there another fight in place? Could you talk? Is there?
Yeah, yeah, really, yeah. It was just they straight up offered Horiguchi.
And what are your thoughts when you got told by your manager, hey?
Really surprised by it that they'd offer us their top guy right away. And for me, it's like it's awesome, man. Like I get to fight the best right away. Like I don't have to kind of work my way up, get a few more fights, prove myself. I get to start at the top.
Now it isn't for at the bantamweight. It's at a catchweight.
No.
I'm correct, right? The 132 pounds.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Was that also what they offered? Was the catchweight, or was that something between your camp and Horiguchi's camp?
No, they just offered the catchweight right away, and I was like, yeah.
Were you is it kind of a little bit I guess disappointed that they didn't offer you a title shot already at
yeah,
under?
A little bit, yeah. So it's gonna be weird, when I beat Horiguchi. Like what's gonna happen afterwards? Like, do I have to call him out again and get a title shot, or do I get the belt right away?
That's what they do. That's what they do in pro wrestling. You beat the champion in a non-title match, and then you get the title. You get the title shot after. So that may actually have to happen if you beat him.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
But about Horiguchi, so yeah, he is. I think it's fair to say he is the best bantamweight in the world. After I think there was another bantamweight who could have been the best, but he's tied up in some matters, shall we say? You know who I'm talking about, right?
Sure. Yes, I know. I think I know. Bantamweight or flyweight?
But bantamweight.
Bantamweight.
Yes.
Okay.
So how do you prepare for a fight like Horiguchi?
Like Horiguchi, man. So, we know he's a really strong striker, really powerful, karate guy. I had the opportunity to have really good sparring partners and really to be able to act like Horiguchi and really mimic him and stuff. And one of my sparring partners was the Australian karate captain, so captain of Karate Australia. So I wasn't short of having that look, so to say, of what Horiguchi style's gonna be like.
Mm-hmm.
Just sparring people like Horiguchi and just kind of managing what he's going to throw at me and kind of being prepared for anything that he's going to throw at me.
Yeah, that seems I hear a lot is that what throws off a lot of fighters is his stance. It's not a typical MMA standard stance, the way that he what he does in a fight. He's a very it's karate based, it's a karate based stance, and and that's how he was able to beat E. McCall and a bunch of other fighters in Rizin and in the UFC, and also throughout his career. Is just that stance alone throws off so many people. Also, his speed. He's got incredible speed, lightning fast almost, I would say. Actually, I would say lightning fast. Is that another thing as well? That you're also trained for, is just like that quick reaction time, just knowing when to block.
100%, man. It's just knowing when to read, when he's gonna come and engage, and his timing, I think, is one of his most dangerous aspects. So getting that timing down, knowing when he's gonna throw, when he's not gonna throw. Just managing, just trying to stay away from his power as much as we can.
Now, another thing also, I don't know if you saw that Rizin put out this comparison between you and him, and they said that you have a higher finishing rate than him. You probably saw that, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I saw that. That was awesome. I hadn't really realized that, but that's sick, man. Like we're both finishers. We always go for the finish, and I don't see this fight going the distance.
Yeah, just for everybody, they say that you have a percentage of 81% finishing rate, while Horiguchi has 62%.
Yeah,
Almost 20% difference. And so, how do you look to finish Horiguchi? Do you think is the knockout the way that you think this fight can go, or do you think is it submission? He's only been finished once his entire career, and that was Demetrius Johnson who did that. So how do you foresee this fight going your way?
Yeah, man. I don't usually try to chase like a knockout or a submission finish. Whatever comes. I'd love to like have a flashy knockout or something, or a flashy submission, but it's just gonna come down to the day, and I can't. I don't know what's gonna happen. Like in a lot of my fights, I'm like, I'm gonna knock this guy out, and then I end up submitting him, and it's really weird like that. Just.
How many fights do you have? Do you have any more fights on the Rizin contract?
Yeah, man, I got a 3-fight contract with Rizin.
Okay, and I think you kind of implied it before that if you do beat him, probably you would want him to be for the title next. I'm guessing, right?
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
Well, but let's just say if you do beat him, but for some reason they can't do a title shot. Is there anybody else in Rizin who you would have your eyes on to possibly face off against?
Maybe tension, like a kickboxing fight or MMA fight would be really fun.
Mm-hmm.
So, going for the top guys right away.
Did you see the tension Floyd Mayweather boxing match?
Yeah, I was there live for that one.
Oh, so okay. So obviously you know that it was obviously a fake fight, like everybody else is saying.
100%. Yeah. Man, I could see, being there live, definitely. And the way he stumbled was definitely an act.
No. I could go into how many people were trying to convince me that fight was fake, and it was so ridiculous how many people, like...
I can't believe that. I can't believe how many people were believing that nonsense, man. Like, dude, he stepped in there with the best boxer in the world.
Because obviously a Japanese promotion, they want their guy to go down like
yeah. So they're gonna pay $9 million for their poster boy to get knocked out. I mean, that's that's not a good deal in my opinion.
But so you say you would like to, so you would be willing to fight tension in a kickboxing match? Would you be willing to go down to 120?
Yeah, kickboxing, MMA, it just depends.
Would you go down to 125 for that?
MMA fight. How about MMA fight?
Okay. Would you go down to 125 for that? Because that's usually the weight that he competes at.
Yeah, I'd go down to 125. I'm a flyweight, bantamweight, wherever, man. Fight him a catchweight if he wants.
What about like a mixed rules match type thing where
rules? Like how?
Either first rounds kickboxing and then second rounds MMA. That sometimes those fights.
Yeah, I would entertain that. I would definitely entertain that. That sounds like a lot of fun to me. Like just to mix things up a little bit. I think that'd be fun.
What about? So it sounds. Anybody else that in Rizin that you have an interest in fighting besides tension, and of course Horiguchi for the title.
Yeah, not at the moment right now. I guess that's pretty much it, man.
Do you have a big entrance planned for when you come out of the curtain for Rizin?
Oh, that's a big question, and that's kind of a question that's been stuck in my head for a while. Being a big fan of Japanese MMA, one of my favorite fighters growing up. Still to this day, probably, is Genki Sudo.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how his entrance were like, man?
Yes.
What was that? So, yeah, I've been thinking about how I'm going to come out, and I don't know, man. I don't know.
Definitely think about it.
Should I?
Yes, you absolutely should, because I'll tell you, if you want to get the most gifs and the most tweets about your fight, if you come out with a ball and entrance, that's a good way to get more of a great way to get your name out there.
Okay, so I gotta start looking for like dance crews and stuff like that, costumes.
Just don't come out to any Eminem music.
Yeah, no way.
You know about the Eminem curse in MMA, right?
I've heard about it. Yeah.
Supposedly,
so anyone who fights to Eminem, comes out to Eminem, they get knocked out or what?
Basically, yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll keep that in mind. Definitely not. But I'm gonna stick to my usual. Probably. I'm gonna stick to my usual. Hajime no Ippo, my favorite anime. One of the opening songs. I always come out to that song. So Japanese fans gonna love it.
And also, you must also be excited that Lenny Hart will be announcing your name as well.
Yeah, man. So that'd be really cool. Hope she goes crazy with it and does some kind of weird like announcement of it. That'd be really cool, like old school Pride days.
Mm-hmm. And she's gonna say the entire thing. She's gonna say Ben 10 no win. I don't know how she's gonna do it, but she's gonna say it like it's gonna be awesome.
Hope it's like 30 seconds long. Just be sick. Really cool.
The other thing also is that I understand that you're a big gamer as well.
I am, man. So yeah, I've got like this microphone set up, with boom on, and I got a green screen set up. I'm hoping to do some streaming in the future. It's just the internet is so bad here, guys. I'm getting half a meg upload speed. All right, half a meg up, and that's not enough to stream.
It sounds like you're in the Outback.
I'm not in Outback. Australian internet just sucks that bad.
Oh.
And yeah, it does. Yeah, everyone hates it. But it's gonna get upgraded soon to the NBN, the National Broadband Network, and hopefully it will be better and I can stream. But right now I'm playing games like I'm mainly playing shooters. Right now I'm playing Apex Legends, the new Battle Royale style game where 60 people jump out of a plane and land on the ground and grab guns and shoot each other.
So Apex and Anthem right now are the two big games I think the big two shooter games that people are playing and talking about. Have you played Anthem yet?
I haven't. No, I haven't. Have you?
No. I've heard it's absolute dog shit. I think EA.
Really?
Was it EA or was it Bethesda who produced? I think it was Bethesda.
I think it's Bethesda.
Yeah, and I've after their whole Fallout online thing, just Fallout 76. It was just like,
yeah, I remember that.
You guys need to get your shit together.
Yeah.
But what other games are you do you plan on playing or that you're currently playing besides Apex?
So me and my circle of friends on the internet, because that's pretty much where I hang out now. I don't have like real friends anymore. We found like this sandbox type of game, kind of like Minecraft, but it's 2D. It's called Terraria. It's been out for a long time.
I think that's the game that like it's a what do you call it? There's a new level all the time. It like totally randomizes levels or something.
Yes, yeah, sandbox.
Sandbox, yeah.
So we've been playing that just for hours, and it's just what I like about it is it's just really relaxing. Like you just pretty much just go and dig around and discover stuff on the map and build a house. You can build a castle in the sky if you want. You can go down into dungeons and kill things. It's whatever you want. You're not bound to do anything. You can do whatever you want. Whereas like when I'm playing like a shooter or something, I feel like I have to win. Like I'm really competitive, and if I don't get that win, I get really angry, and it's probably not the best things to do between training sessions. Probably like want to relax and stuff. So that's why I like this game a lot better.
I used to be a hardcore COD Modern Warfare player, and that game just used to get me so my blood boiling whenever my team lost, because I took my COD very seriously.
Bro, did you hear about that swatter guy?
Oh yes, oh yeah.
How crazy was that? I heard that guy just got sentenced for 20 years.
Yeah. No, swatting is I don't want to say, I shouldn't say it's a thing, but it is actually a thing.
I didn't know it was a thing until then. I was like, holy crap, these guys are psychos, man.
Yeah. You know,
okay. So what swatting is, guys, is when it's when you call police and pretty much say, hey, this guy's he's killing all these people. He's got my mom hostage or whatever. Go send a SWAT crew down there and take care of him. And what happened in this case was like he called in but gave him the wrong address to some guy in Kansas, Wichita, Kansas. There's some random ass dude like came out and like the police were at his door and he came out and like startled and stuff seeing all these cops. He ended up getting shot. Like this innocent random guy just gets killed for no reason.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, when I was a kid, we used to just order pizzas to the neighbor's house to fuck with them.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's all right. Don't call the police on him and get him killed.
It's actually funny you say that. There's actually like professional like YouTube Let's Players and Fortnite players and Twitch streamers who actually they have said that they had to go to the police and like let them know like when they're gaming because people would try to like fuck with them in their streams, and so like they would go to the local priest and say, "Hi, I'm Ninja from Fortnite. I'm gonna be playing Fortnite for from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. So if anybody calls you saying that I am holding my mom hostage or something, they're bullshitting or something like that." Yeah, a lot of these Let's Players and YouTubers and Twitch streamers have to like they actually have to do that to like that's a part of their lives is letting the police know I'm actually gaming. So please don't come to my house and shoot me.
Man, that is a terrible, terrible thing. That is the world we live in today, and that's really sad. That sucks.
Mm-hmm. But I'm curious to know, are you planning to play any single player games in the future, like maybe Resident Evil, or I don't know if you play any console games, or if those are your types of games?
Really. Not really like a Resident Evil fan. I do have a Switch. I play it a lot. I've been trying to beat the it's not new, but it's newish. The Zelda game that's out for Switch. I've been trying to beat it for the last year now. It's one of those open world games though. And I kind of get distracted with other things, and I feel like if it's too open world, it's almost like you lose. It's hard time to focus on what you need to do to beat the game.
Nope, I struggle with the same thing. I usually, when GTA 5 came out, I was playing the game so much, and then I was like, okay, you know what, I'm going to put this on the back burner and play something else. And I just totally forgot about it. And then a year or two later, I came back to it. And I was just those games you just get so overwhelmed with like so much.
And when you come back to it, you're like, oh man, what was I doing? You always have to like struggle to remember what you were doing at that time 2 years ago, and that's why I haven't beaten Zelda.
Mm-hmm. And I know that a lot. I have some friends that have played Red Dead 2, and they're struggling with it as well because they bought the game last year, and they still haven't even progressed through the main story. They told me that they're still doing side missions and finding like all this other stuff in the games.
Okay.
Yeah. And I just noticed that you got the Mass Effect ship shirt on your the Normandy 7.
Mass Effect, man. Yeah, I like Mass Effect a lot.
I like 1 and 2. I hate 3, and I despise Andromeda.
Despise Andromeda? Yeah, I bought the game, played it for like 10 minutes, and I didn't like it. I really didn't like it.
That game that made me more.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, the first one was my favorite for sure. They turned it into something different along the line, and didn't turn out well.
Oh yeah, and without giving spoilers for number 3, they the endings totally fucked up the endings.
Yeah, well, they had to go back and redo them and update the endings because it was so bad.
Exactly. Yeah, I would have been happy if they ended it with the Citadel DLC. That would have been the best way to end the. I don't know if you remember that DLC, the Citadel, where it just became like a road comedy with all the characters.
No.
There was a DLC called the Citadel, and it was like this almost sitcom like DLC with all the characters. It was like they totally like it went from like this serious game to like it just became a comedy, and it was like actually funny how wacky like the situations were with that DLC.
Yeah? Was it meant to be that like that or?
Yeah. Oh well, yes. No. They decided to have fucking fun with it. It was the last DLC I think they came out with before they stopped supporting the game.
Shit. Okay, I might have to go back and play that because I haven't done that. That sounds like fun.
Do you still play Fortnite or PUBG or any of those sorts of games besides Apex?
I still play PUBG. Yeah, I still play a bit of PUBG. My group of friends stopped playing it because it's not as fun as say Apex. Well, I like PUBG because it's different. It's more real. It's easier to like 1v3 a whole squad. Whereas like, in Apex, it's really hard to. You really have to like work as a team and to kill one person. Whereas like in PUBG, you can headshot people really easy and take a whole squad by yourself. But I get frustrated with like playing with random people on Apex because some of them just like drop on themselves or wherever, and yeah, it's hard to find good teammates.
Or the worst is when you have like 12-year-olds and they don't know how to turn off their microphone.
Yeah, they just have it live the whole time, and it's just it's annoying.
What about Fortnite? Do you play any Fortnite?
Nah, I don't really play Fortnite. I played it like maybe a little bit when it came out, but I didn't really get into it.
I'm really surprised because that game I played it for a while. I don't see what the big deal is, but a lot of like gamers just love that game. They just love. That's such an addicting game for them.
Yeah. I guess I'm not huge into the building and stuff like that. I'm more into the gunfights and strategy around that, rather than like building like really tall towers and whoever gets the high ground wins and build up, shotgun down.
And so, do you have a Twitch channel yet? Did you say, or are you working on a Twitch channel, or do you want to go into game streaming?
I have one, but it hasn't officially relaunched yet because my internet. Like I made a Twitch account to play around with it, but the upload speed was just too terrible for me to work with, so I put a pause on that for a while.
And one of the last topics I want to get to is your interaction with fans on the internet. You're very prominent on r/MMA, and very interactive towards your fans. Why do you take that approach? There's a lot of MMA fighters who just aren't very interactive with their fans. Why is that something that you do?
I don't know. I feel like Reddit always has been there since the beginning of my career, and just being able to talk to them and interact with them on this level, like, just makes... Because I know, like, I've been a Redditor for pretty much my whole life, so I know, like, how to comment and point to funny memes or whatever. I feel like I relate to Redditors really easily, whereas, like, people on Facebook or Instagram, like, I have a hard time, like, writing back to them because I'm just, like... you just say the same. I don't know. I just don't know how to relate to people other than people on Reddit. They're like me. They're like me and you. Like we're both like we like sitting in our rooms and playing video games and stuff, or watching MMA or whatever.
Any particular favorite r/MMA meme that you consider, I guess, the funniest or your favorite?
I'm really liking the single leg. He had the single.
Oh yeah, well that was with the Ben Askren, Robbie. Was it? No, that wasn't. No.
No. That was Cejudo and.
Cejudo, yes, Cejudo, T.J. Dillashaw, yes.
But he had the single leg.
So I don't know if you saw this match. It was in Combating Americas yesterday. I'm forgetting the fighter, but it was American fighter versus Mongolian fighter. And the Mongolian fighter went for a waist lock on the guy, and then the guy just starts giving elbows to him, like remember Josh Barnett to Frank Mir, elbows. And what happened was that the guy just went down to the ground, just like face flat on the ground. Actually, what happens is that it was later ruled a DQ because they were to the back of the head. But then, yeah, with I think the most upvoted comment was he was going for the single leg.
Yes. Perfect. I love it.
I do enjoy the Mark Hunt copy pasta though. You know that one, right?
The copy the.
Why don't you fuck off from my Facebook?
Yes. I love that one, man. And the eye emojis that come after that,
and the what was it? What do you? Oh my god! The things. The syringes, the syringes and all that. Yes.
Yeah. Happy new fucking steroid years. Yeah, I met Mark Hunt. Like I actually competed against Mark Hunt in EFL in the esports competition called EFL last December.
How did that go? Did you beat him or how?
I did beat him. Yeah, it was so it was we did a celebrity game off, and whoever won 3 out of the 5 games won the entire match. So it was it was all these weird games that were sponsoring the event and stuff. It was NASCAR was one of them, which I won, and crazy that I won because who knew an Asian guy could drive, right?
Oh yeah.
So I won that one. Mortal Kombat, he won that. A Super Smash Bros. Game called Brawlhalla. It's like Super Smash Bros. But different. Counter-Strike, I won that one.
As he should have. Actually, no, he should have won that because he
is really good at Counter-Strike. But
that was the reason why he was losing so many of his fights in Pride back in the day because he was just too busy playing Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike, yeah. But we were playing the new battle royale. What was it?
CS:GO.
Battle royale. CS:GO, but their battle royale style.
Oh, okay. Was Team
you know
Fortress?
what I'm talking about, right?
Was Team Fortress part of it? I have to. I'm surprised they didn't.
No, Team Fortress wasn't. No.
So who would you say is a better gamer? We know that you are better than Mark Hunt, but how about you and Demetrius Johnson? Who is the better gamer?
Oh man. I think in certain games, I know he plays Dark Souls and stuff. Which
Yes.
is one of the hardest games in the world.
Yes.
He'd probably take me in that, but in games like PUBG or any shooter, I feel like I'd take him.
Now you two have never fought in an MMA cage, but what about perhaps facing off in a game of PUBG with Demetrius Johnson?
Well, it's hard. It's hard to prove yourself 1v1 in PUBG, but sure, I think I would.
Or
if we had if we played on a team and whoever got the most kills, I feel like I would get more kills.
Well, yeah, you get your team. You get your team of player friends. He gets his team because I'm sure that he's got a team as well.
Yeah.
Put on Twitch. Views.
I feel like I'd win. Yeah. Let's do it. Someone make it happen.
Or yeah, would you ever consider going to esports at all, or is that not something you're not interested in?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I really like gaming, but I don't like it to play it 8 hours a day. And I feel like esports, you have to give up your life to train esports.
There are camps in Korea that just are there for people to train in StarCraft.
Yeah, man, that's great in one game, StarCraft.
Yeah. And also I actually I don't know why I was watching this, but I was watching the Overwatch, like I guess finals or something on ESPN, which I was blown away that ESPN actually had Overwatch finals on their channel, and then
Wow.
and
Yeah, that's
what happened. Actually, and also another thing, up here in New York City at the Barclays Center, which is a big arena, they had the Dota 2 finals as well.
wow.
And so one of the things that I remember, one of the team members on the Overwatch team said that, like, yeah, what they basically do is they get up in the morning, have breakfast, and then they meet up with the team, and then they just train for 12 to 13 hours. And
Oh my god.
and I'm just thinking, like, if I had to play the same game over and over again, I would wind up hating it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yet these people, they just somehow, it's in their, I don't know what, in their brain somehow just happens to find this, they can work with it. I have no idea how they can do that. I find it's amazing, kind of sad, and also interesting at the same time.
Really is, yeah. Really is. I don't know how they do that. Like, I could never play one game for 12 hours a day and do it every day. Like, that'd be torture.
Yeah, and also I'm surprised because, like, they also say that they don't have. You ever hear of the Tetris effect?
No.
Tetris. So if apparently some people have this. If you play Tetris for a long time, like you're just looking down at the screen, you're just playing for like hours and hours. Well, what happens is that you'll start to hallucinate and start seeing Tetris blocks like in real life. You'll start to see buildings become like Tetris blocks, and like it'll totally fuck with your mind just because you've been playing for so long. And I'm just wondering how some of these players say, oh, that they're okay, that they don't have any like symptoms of like Overwatch effect or Fortnite effect or anything of like that. They just happen to like go on with their lives. I'm just thinking, like, if I was looking at the same thing for that long, I probably would start hallucinating that, like, oh, I'm seeing Overwatch characters crossing the street or something like that.
Yeah, it'd be scary, man. I think one thing that I do notice when I'm training MMA, like I've trained MMA like for long martial arts for like more than half my life. So like, I think what I notice is like in public is like if someone has like their arm bent like at like a right angle, like I've just got like this urge to like go and reach and grab a Kimura or something. Or if I see like a really tall, lanky guy and his legs out, exposed, like I just want to like leg kick him and chop him down.
So you
It's
just
weird things like that.
so
Like
so you
my
just
life.
so
my
just when you're
life-
walking down the
my-
street, when you
Yeah,
just they'll just come across your mind like, oh, that tall leggy guy, I want to kick him in the leg.
I just want to leg kick the shit out of him.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I just
Or-
want to like go, oh, boom.
Or if somebody's like running towards the direction, like trying to cross the street, you just want to get a nice uppercut on them or something like that.
Yeah, or a teep or something. right to gut.
Oh, that's funny. That's really funny. Or like if somebody like I don't know if one of your friends ever like tries to like pat you on the shoulder or like grab you from behind the shoulder like or something like that. You just have like the urge to just hip toss them or something
just,
like that.
Grab my wrist and like flip him over.
Oh, that's
Judo throw him.
that's
Seoinage. Boom.
oh, that's just so funny. That's so funny.
Yeah.
But that's basically all the questions I have. I want to give you an opportunity if Kyoji Horiguchi ever listens to this audio. I want you to say whatever you want to him or about him. Positive, negative, don't care. This is your time to cut a Ben 10 win promo on him. I want to give you the floor.
Alright. Sweet. Yeah, Horiguchi, man, you're a really tough guy. You've done a lot for the sport. It's an honor to fight you, but man, bring on your A game on April 21st. It's gonna be a wild ride.
And also,
See you there.
I want to give you an opportunity to plug all of your social media where people can reach you if they want to talk to you. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So my social media is all Ben 10 MMA. So that's Ben, the number 10, so 10 MMA. Instagram, Skype, not Skype. Yeah, Instagram, Twitter. and Facebook.
And you're also on Reddit as well, mostly r/MMA.
Yes, r/MMA. That's about it, man. Yeah.
And yeah, again, thank you very much for doing this interview. I wish you the best of luck in your fights. It's gonna be an exciting fight. And
it's gonna be a cracker, man. It's gonna be explosive, and I feel like 2 men are gonna enter and 1 man leaves.
One man, what are you saying, that 1 man will be dead, or 1 man will be just going out on a gurney?
Yeah, 1 man is gonna be dead.
Oh,
no. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, it's gonna be an exciting fight. Kyoji Horiguchi.
Yeah, it's gonna be an exciting fight.
Kyoji Horiguchi versus Ben Nguyen, and it'll be April 21st at the Yokohama Arena. For anybody who's not in Japan, which will probably be everybody listening to this, they can get it at Fight TV. And it'll be at 1 a.m. Are you actually just curious to know? Do you know if you're gonna be in the co-main or where you are on the card by any chance?
I'm pretty sure I'm co-main.
Okay, so it'll be in the co-main. So if you're on the East Coast like I will be, get out that coffee, get out those Monster Energies, whatever you gotta do to stay up to watch it, because it's a fight you definitely don't want to miss.
Yep, that's right, man. I'll see you guys there. I can't wait to make my debut in Japan. It's gonna be so much fun. Can't wait to see you guys there.
And we definitely look forward to talking to you again and talking about all of your future fights in Rizin.
Heck yeah, man. Sounds good.
Thank you again, Ben. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Sounds good. We'll catch you next time, all right?